Hey y'all, Shark Scrapper here. Well, we did a cabinet that was identical to this one already. That was a very nice cabinet. We got some great stuff out of that. So, instead of repeating that, let's do a cabinet that's a little bit different. So we have a similar kind of bundle of wires down at the bottom, but the board stack looks quite different. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this one and see what we can get. All right, let's start out with some of the easy stuff. We've got some boards here that look like they're going to pull out real easy. Ooh, look at that. So this board, look, there's gold on that EEPROM right there. We've got technically a gold finger card. Very nice gold finger card, but this is probably also a telecom high because you got, I mean, it's just jam-packed. Now these ICs are all socket mounted ICs. And this is where we run into this question. It's, you know, it's different when you have one or two socket mounted ICs on an otherwise heavily populated board. But in this case, if I took out all of the socket mounted ICs, is this still a gold finger card? Well, that doesn't seem quite fair because there's nothing on the back. So yeah, I would say, you know, if you're really into depopulating or you want to play the game a little bit, you might be able to pull one or two of these ICs and still sell it to Chris as either a telecom or a gold finger card. But don't depopulate. Don't take out all those socket mounted ICs and then try to sell it as a telecom. You know, you gotta be fair to Chris too, right? You know, come on. Anyway, let's see. We also have a nice tantalum, big epoxy dip tantalum there. So, man, these things are just all kinds of goodness. So let's see what other goodness we can get. Some of them are kind of jammed up. Yeah, this is exactly like the last one that we pulled out. All right, so, well, yeah. This is also a nice board. Gold finger, nice heavy gold fingers. Wow. It's amazing when you can feel the thickness of the gold fingers. We've got big epoxy tip tantalums all over the place. We've got a bunch of socket mounted ICs. Some of them are ceramic. Large, small. We've got a top hat crystal oscillator. We've got very heavily plated gold pins. So once again, a real nice board. And then on the back, we've got this daughter card here, which also has some ICs on it. You can get an idea of the age of this board layout because there's so many of these jumper wires that were being used when they were testing the board and they had to make some changes to it. So they were jumpering different things. Man, I'm sure glad I got my compound snips for this stuff because there's a lot of cutting here. Okay. Yeah, let's see what these boards yield for us. All right, so it's sort of half board. This is just sheet steel. This is aluminum. And then we have the board over here. Very heavily populated. Again, not as dense as some of the other boards, but still not a bad board. A bunch of the old bullet style tantalum capacitors. So another nice board here. I have a feeling that there'll be several of these. In this one, it looks like that's what they all were. And these gold pins that they have are very heavily populated. I mean, they're very thickly plated. Now here you can see they used a different style tantalum capacitor. In the other ones you saw these were the yellow. Now they're back to a silver, or maybe, you know, it's just, I'm sure they met the same specs, so it's just different manufacturer. Now this tray has two boards on it, two of these kind of boards. Now, of course, what I'll be doing to sell these to Chris is removing the actual board from the bracket, this aluminum bracket, and then this shred steel will go either in with my shred, or I may have a use for these plates. I think I need these plates for something. We'll see. An empty bay with another really nice backplane there. So we'll get to that in a little bit. And this is some sort of power. So it's power, and then enable, disable, it's fuses. So we'll see what's behind these. We have, I think we're all set with this one here. Let's see. Left over from the last one I did. Yep. Really not a whole lot to speak of here. We've got a couple of transformers, three transformers we can pull. Otherwise, just power board stuff and wire. So not terribly exciting. Even these pins, even the pins here are not gold. So this was just a power element. I keep debating between trying to catch these or just sweeping them up at the end, and eventually I end up just sweeping them up. All right, so now we have a nice tray, a nice board here, very densely populated, a little bit of junk on it, nothing too bad. Looks like it's going to be a gold finger card once we get it to come out. So these screws here are for this connector. So I think it's just wedged in there pretty tight. Let's see. Yeah, that's all that was. So very nice gold finger card. And let's see about this, if this is an E. Oh, look at that. I can very clearly see gold wires inside of there, which is always nice. So there's some nice ICs here, and some more tantalum. So a nice card, a nice gold finger card for board sort. This connector has some nice gold pins on it here, and we'll get this wire off of here. So we'll clean this up before this goes in the shred pile. Now this next tray is interesting because the whole board is on here. Central Communication Modem, Winkomatic Signal Company. That's kind of, if my traffic control system is being driven by Winkomatic, I'm a little worried. Hi, I'm a salesman from Winkomatic. How would you like to entrust your entire city's traffic system to our Winkomatic 5000? I'm having a hard time with the name. All right, let's see now. Got some coax back here. All right, so let's take a closer look at our Winkomatic. So these are flathead screws. When I change out bits like this, I like to keep them in my pocket instead of setting them down when I remember. It just limits the risk of losing the bits. Now I found it very interesting. I was testing the hardware from the first rack that I did, and none of it is stainless steel. All right, so Got some pins here. Nothing on the back of this board. Let's see what's underneath of these guys. All right, and these are Phillips heads on this. Probably about what we expected. Can't really say it's anything to get overly excited about in there. Yeah, once you twist these and wiggle them a little bit, then the screws are more inclined to cooperate. All right, so let's see what we got underneath here. Yeah, it's another EEPROM with gold bonding wires in there, clearly visible. So, yeah, not a great board. We could probably cut the board here, cut this port off, and then you've got a telecom board, telecom low, and maybe high. You know, I mean, if I put it in with all these other telecom highs, I'm sure it's not going to be a problem. But this stuff up here, peripheral, for my yard here, it would be mid-grade, but board sort, this probably is going to be peripheral, but there's so much junk hanging on here, it's probably going to be peripheral low. So this would be mid-grade for me, because I don't, by the time I get done paying shipping, it's not worth me sending peripheral low grade to board sort. So what I'll probably do is pull these ICs and then sell this to my yard as mid-grade, after I cut off the part that's telecom. Get this wire while we're here. All right, so we've got two more of those communication boards down there, and we've got another nice backplane board back here. In this case, these older backplane boards are gold pins, although those, we'll see, those on this side, those don't look gold, but it could be because the solder mask is so silvery coloring. We got a whole bunch of fans still. We're gonna have to get this power box, see what's going on there. From this side, they do appear to be gold pins, and we have a lot more of these, which range from telecom high to peripheral low, all depending upon what components are on the boards, because we've seen there's some different kinds. And then, of course, we have a whole bunch of wire down here and a whole bunch of coax. That coax is going to be annoying. All right, well, I am going to get to work on this, and I'll let you know when I get that backplane off. We'll take a look at the backplane. If that power board is, if this power module here is anything exciting, I'll let you know about that too. All right, so here is the backplane board. You can see it's gold pins on both sides. So nice gold plated pins both sides. Now, I had a little bit of a challenge with this one. It was on here like this, and there was a screw here that didn't want to play. So I had to break the board. Well, that actually looks like it's going to be convenient, because what it's done is it's pried up a nice bit of the plating here, so I can test this plating for silver content. So that's going to be very cool. Very cool. That should be somewhat revealing for us. But anyway, another nice board full of gold pins here. All right, there's another one done. This one wasn't very exciting. We still got quite a bit of insulated wire out of it. We got some coax that we'll just throw in with the shred. Again, we have another nice steel rack here that I've got to decide what I'm going to do with. I am collecting all of the videos that are associated with this traffic control system scrap out into one playlist. That will help you to understand what's involved should you bid on win, be able to pick up a large rack mounted or multi-rack mounted system. So you have some idea what to look for. If you missed the first video, that'll be linked at the end of this video, or you'll be able to see that and subsequent videos either in the in-screen link up here or at the end of each video. If all else fails, you can always just go to the playlist and track through in the playlist as well. All right, everybody, I'm going to get to work on this little power module thing. We'll take a look at that in another video as well. You all have a great day.